Hello and welcome to Trickpedia, and let's preview the second test between England and New Zealand. There are a lot of changes, there are a lot of announcements, and let's see what's on the show today. Previewing the visitors, previewing the hosts, prediction time, and the M Factor question. Let's quickly go through this preview of the second test between England and New Zealand. Where is it happening? First of all, it's happening at Edgbaston, a very vocal crowd. Obviously, it's not going to be packed because of the coronavirus protocols and all that. It's going to be, the crowd, the numbers are going to be pretty less, but the voices are going to be pretty loud. They love their English national side. They can go to any limit to support their English national side, and that's why it's going to be pretty vocal. It's going to be a mental battle for the Kiwis, the team that comes from New Zealand. Now, what do we expect from both sides? The kind of changes that they're going to make. From New Zealand, let's go first, the visitors. Trent Boult is absolutely fit and he's going to be back for the second test match. And that's going to be one of the biggest positives for this New Zealand side, as one of the prime pacers is coming in. Mitch Santner has been left out of the second test match. So I believe Trent Boult is going to take his place. Now what does that do is, you're going with 5 fast bowlers. You have Southey, you have Wagner, you have Jamieson, you have Boult, and then you have de Granholm. And then that slow over rate and all that stuff comes into play. You're not able to complete the overs in time. You go with spinners not only to take wickets, sometimes you also go with spinners to complete the overs quickly, so that there's no fine, there's no charge on you completing the overs slowly. And that's the reason New Zealand, I don't know, they've announced that Santner is not going to be there. That pretty much indicates that Boult is going to come in place of him. So they're shortening one batsman in that side. But if they have different plans, it's all going to be on Williamson that day. But let's talk about Williamson himself. He has an injured elbow. Is he going to make it to the second test match? No, if I were the person who's going to select and I'm going to take all these decisions, I would say Williamson needs to rest in this test match because he needs to be fully fit before that World Test Championship final. So that's the reason I feel Williamson should rest in this test match, so that he's fully fit before that World Test Championship final and he's absolutely ready to go and make his side test champions. And that's the reason. Let's see what New Zealand, the whole camp, decides. But if Williamson doesn't make it to this 11 because of that injury, you can see Tom Blundell come back. Remember, Tom Blundell was left out and Devon Conway made his debut, scored a double 100. He's not going from that position for at least 5 matches. So that's the reason Tom Blundell comes back if Kane Williamson doesn't play, and he may be batting at number 4, number 5, going down the order. Ross Taylor, Henry Nicholls, they'll come up the order, take the initiative. It's going to be a pretty solid New Zealand side. What about the host side, the Englishmen? Ollie Robinson, a superb sensation, but for a few, you may not want to talk about those reasons he's going to be left out of the second test match. I feel they may go with Craig Overton, like-to-like replacement, if they want to again go with all pace and they don't want to include spin. But they were short of overs in the first few days, and that's why Joe Root was really under pressure of completing the overs quickly. He himself had to bowl 15-20 overs in an innings, and you don't see Joe Root bowling so many overs in an innings. And that was only because he had to complete the overs that he had to complete. And he wasn't able to complete them quickly because he was going with all fast bowlers. And how do you complete overs quickly when all bowlers are fast bowlers? And that's the reason, most probably, they may go with Bess. He's been announced for the second test match, and it may be for a reason. Because if Ollie Robinson is not there, they may go with that off spinner. He can bat a little bit and he can obviously complete the overs quickly. And that's going to help the experienced bowlers in Broad and Anderson to bowl more overs. And that's how I think England is going to be framed for this second test match. Now, one more player in England, he also made his debut that day. He didn't have a great debut. James Bracey, he got out for a duck. I wish England give James Bracey a long run, make him play for a long time. He is a very exciting player, trust me. If he plays for a long time, he can make serious impacts. But if England, God forbid, drop him, then Sam Billings is a very good choice. He's waiting outside, he comes straight in that team, wicket keep, and he is a very solid batsman. So overall, England, nothing changes except maybe that bowling lineup. You don't have Ollie Robinson, so a spinner comes in. And from the New Zealand side, I feel Williamson, if he's there, he's not there. It's all on the camp to rest him, to not rest him. But Boult is coming in, and most probably for Mitchell Santner. Now, what do I think? Who are the favourites for the second test match? At Edgbaston, you're playing in Birmingham. As I said, the crowds are going to be vocal. The mental side is completely favouring England. but the physical side, the cricketing skill side is favouring New Zealand. Let's be honest, if it didn't rain at Lord's, New Zealand should have won that match. The way they were going in, Devon Conway scoring that brilliant double hundred, Tim Sowley taking 6 wickets, they were clear favourites to win that match, and I believe they would have won it. So I still feel New Zealand go in as favourites when it comes to the cricketing skill. But if New Zealand succumb to the voices that are going to be made at Edgbaston, you may see England win the series 1-0. And it's going to be an exciting affair anyway. Whoever wins, it's going to be very exciting. Stay tuned for the second test match. It's M Factor time. The question last time was, who is the only other New Zealand cricketer to score 200 on debut? And we did get an answer. The answer came from Vidhu Neve. The answer is Matthew Sinclair, 214 versus the West Indies in 1999. Well done, Vidhu. The question this time is, when did New Zealand last win a series in England? Do comment below and let me know. If you enjoy this cricketing fun, do like, share and comment. And to know more about my upcoming videos, do subscribe the channel and hit the notification bell. Thank you.